Welcome to part 2 of the A.S.K method. This is the S of the A.S.K in the A.S.K method. I'm glad you're here because that means you've likely watched part 1, the A, and I want you to go watch that first if you haven't, because it's very important. So I'm not going to reiterate anything that I said there in that video, the A of the A.S.K method. So we're going to get to the S. What is the important S here? It's very simple, but it takes a lot of mindfulness and continuous practice to do this. And then there's a second step to this. So let's get right to it. What is the S? The most important part of the second step is to swipe your slate clean. Really, wipe it clean. And what I mean by that, I mean that you must relinquish all that society is telling you about men, relationships, how you relate to them, and all manner of almost, and I hate to use this word, but what modern society is telling you. In other words, this and my work is for anyone under the age of, say, 70. Because if you are older than 70, you likely have been programmed in a way to know male psychology. If you're under 70, all that is really the foundational part of society in terms of males and females has kind of been taken out of you. And you've been programmed in a way to believe something that really is a falsehood. And that is that men and women are the same in relationships, want the same things in relationships. Now you may likely know, well, I know that's not really true. But I would challenge you on this, because I bet that there is a part of you that continues to relate to any man through verbalization and through attempting to cooperate with him on things. And when I say things, I mean things related to your relationship. Emotional things, relationship things, trying to get him to understand you and your relationship the way that you do. And I have to say that my work is to help women understand that if you go down that road, you're not going to get to where you want to go in any relationship. It will just not work. And this isn't impugning men for not knowing things. No, men know a great deal of things. And we want them to know those things that are in their realm and stick to their realm. And this isn't a sexist thing. This is just a foundational psychological difference between men and women that you will have a hard time finding. You have to go back a little ways, and if you know anything about me, you know that I work under an extremely foundational principle that's not mine, it's Sigmund Freud's. And formerly it was known as Sigmund Freud's Madonna whore complex for men, but it's now, which I really like, it's been tweaked a little to the Madonna whore dichotomy. And what this means, every male brain has this Madonna whore dichotomy. It's just to what degree or the other. Every male has it. It's foundational in males. It is as foundational in males as it is for us as women to bond through time and sex. So if you like someone at all, you like him a little bit, you spend time with him, you have sex with him, you start to bond with him. That's foundational in females. It is born in us to what? We all know. We're put here for one reason, so to speak, and that's to procreate. And yes, we have higher brain function and we make decisions and choices and all that, and thank God we have the freedom that modern society and the Western world has brought us. However, if we go back to the A of this series, you must accept the existing reality because you cannot change it. So if you do the second step, which is swipe your slate clean and start, another S, to understand men in a new way that is actually a bit of an old way, but we're lucky that we're modern women. We get to understand men in an old way, but be part of this new wonderful world where we have of all our freedoms and can make choices, which, women over a certain age, and maybe we'll make that a little older, 80, say, right now, as when I'm doing this, the year 2021, when I'm doing this video. They didn't have those choices because heretofore, before I think it was the early 1960s when the pill came out, which the pill is one of the 5 things that changed the world, because when women got their reproductional freedom, they got a lot, but yet they allowed that to take away the knowing of how men work in relationships psychologically, and that was actually taking away something from women. And I'm all about this. I think I talked about this in the A part of this video, that I do this work not only for women to get what they desire and deserve, but men want and desire very much to have the complete commitment and the purpose that a divine right relationships in terms of being committed, what it provides them. They do want that, very much so. And so this gives both of us, men and women, what we really work well with and do best in relationships. So set about studying. This is the third S here. Swipe your slate clean. Then start to take in the information that will seriously be helpful for you and any man that you're with by studying what we really know foundationally, but our society says, no, you can forget all that. We're all the same, and we feel the same way, and we want the same things, and all of that as men and women. Well, we don't. In the fashion that it's being kind of fed in our society now, in our movies, in our romance novels, in our TV shows, in our advertising, in our social media. So you really need to study what it really is, because knowledge is power. And actually, that is not just the K in this whole method. It's not, but it's certainly part of it. Knowledge is power. And I want you, as the wonderful woman that you are, to have that power. Your man wants you to have it as well, or any man that's going to be yours eventually wants you to have that as well, and that's what I'm all about. Until next time, check out the K, which is the third part of the A.S.K method. I trust you got a lot of good information from today's video, and I enjoy bringing you content that is valuable for success in your romantic life. So don't forget to subscribe and hit the alert bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you want more on any of the content you see here, you can go to my book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. You can order it at any fine retailer where you get your books. And if you want more on me or any of my programs, my podcast, go to CoachPaulagrooms.com, and we could be talking soon.